Okay. Hello to our hypothetical audience that does not yet exist. My name is Brad. With me is my good friend David.
Hello.
And we are going to play Dark Souls. And I will talk a little bit more about it as we get in, but for now we'll just start a new game. Okay, so I am your coach. Yes, a bit of background. I am a huge fan of this game. I've played the absolute shit out of all three of them. And Dave has never played this before in his life. So, I am going to try to coach Dave through the game, as I wished I had had a coach when I was playing the game my first time through. Okay, class selection doesn't matter much, because everybody can do everything. But for the purposes of this record, we are going to select Warrior. I am going to build you the build that I like, which is a high dexterity, dodging, melee combat focused kind of a thing. Not magic and not like huge shield hide behind blocky. So that's what we're going to do. Second thing, always take the Master Key as your gift. That is the most useful thing by far on this list. All of these things can be obtained later in the game, but having the Master Key from the word go is extremely helpful. There's about a half a dozen places in the game where it will come in handy. So, take the Master Key. Take the Master Key. You don't want any of that other crap. Okay. And you can make a big fatso if you like.
Badonkadonk.
There you go. Give yourself a nice ghetto booty or a tiny head or a huge head. Or you can just go average.
This guy skipped a leg day.
You're gonna do I am so buff.
We're going with the skip a leg day guy.
Okay, so now I'll just let you diddle around with your face and your other various options because these don't matter in the slightest. A little bit about my experience with Dark Souls. I suspect it's very similar to a lot of people's in that I purchased this game on a Steam sale for like $4. I had heard about it, but had never played it, and started playing it and could not stand it. I was sucked at it. I could not figure anything out. I was absolutely atrocious. But I kept coming back to it because I'd heard it was good, so I kept trying to figure out, what makes this good. And if you're ready to go, Dave, you can just hit accept. Somehow, you can hit accept. Oh, there you go. Gotta have a gender.
This game does not allow non-binaries.
It does not.
I am triggered.
It is very...
triggered.
Very insensitive that way.
So we get an intro?
Yes, this is the intro cutscene, which tells you all sorts of things that you will not in any way understand at all the first time around. But this is basically the brief history of the universe that we are playing in. And we're going to learn what happened to all of these things and how
there was
the
fire.
world got completely foobar. Yes. So the gist of it is, and at first there was just gray and dragons, and then the fire came. And the humans, who you will see here in a moment, were drawn to the fire. Where are the humans? So that is the first flame, as it is called in the game.
So I thought the fire came and destroyed everything, but the fire literally just came.
It did not destroy everything, no. The fire just showed up, and here are the shambling wreckages of humans that were drawn to the fire, and as it said right there, they found the souls of lords within the fire and found great power. And each of the lord's souls was representative of life and death or light and dark. So there are 4 lord souls. That's Nito, the god of death, Witch of Izalith, the goddess of life, you would say. And then Lord Gwyn, and he is the main focus of the game and all the subsequent games to an extent. So he is the Lord of Light. And then the Furtive Pygmy. who you really don't ever hear hardly anything about. So he had got the Dark Soul, which is the name of the game. So this is Gwyn rising to power, and he essentially overthrows the dragons. And the Witch of Izalith used the pyromancy to burn the arch trees. We'll see a couple of those later. Oh, fun fact, too late, but you see the Witches of Izalith using focuses there to cast pyromancy spells, which they don't do later. Later on, you use pyromancy with just a flame. Oh, and there's Seath the Scaleless, who betrayed the other dragons and revealed how to kill them. So, there's a big pile of dead dragons with Seath the Scaleless cackling evilly on top.
Was he angry because he was scaleless?
He was. You find out that Seath the Scaleless, the secret to dragons' immortality is in their scales. So he did not have scales and was therefore mortal, and was a bit of a poor sport about that.
So you said you didn't like this when you first tried it.
Oh, I couldn't stand it. It has a learning curve like a fucking overhang. So there are many, many hurdles that you must overcome in order to become interested in the game. Oh, and here it's talking about the Dark Sign, which is the thing that keeps you reborn. Every time you die, you get reborn at the bonfire because of the Dark Sign. And we'll sort of find out why later, not really.
Gotcha. So, this game, learning curve like a sledgehammer to the face.
Yes, it has a horrendous learning curve. I have no idea if this game came with an instruction manual or not. It's...
Because you got it on Steam site.
Right, I have never purchased a physical copy of this game. I have got all of the Dark Souls games on digital copy, so I have never once seen what instruction manual it had. But if it had an instruction manual, it would have had to been the size of an encyclopedia, because there's so much to this game that you have to just kind of figure out. Or, as I did, look it up on YouTube. Or, as Dave is doing, have somebody tell you about it.
So you're going to absorb some of that sledgehammer to the face for me.
Yes, I'm hopefully going to make this not a horrible experience. But...
Oh, I intend on making it a horrible experience.
What I'm worried about is that in so doing, I will kill any interest you had in the game, because maybe that's what makes it good, is like this feeling that you had to invest in it that makes it interesting. So anyway, here you are. You are now an undead, as you can see. You are made of beef jerky.
Yeah. I need a shower for sure.
And you have been tossed in the undead asylum. And remember that guy, because he'll come back momentarily.
Hi, dude.
But he is here to help you out. So he has dropped you down a dead body with an item on it. That little glowy ball is the universal symbol for item in the Dark Souls universe. So you will want to approach that.
Can I...
Oh, do you need to uninvert the controls?
I need to uninvert the controls.
You weirdo. Okay, so press start. Yep, go to the options.
Who inverts the x-axis?
I don't know. I mean, I can see why someone would do that. I wish there had an option for that in Zelda Twilight Princess, because I tried to replay that and can't, because the x-axis is always backwards.
Okay.
So grab that with, I think, the X button, or you got to get out of the menu there. So you got to, there you go. So
Pillage corpse.
Hit A to pillage the corpse. You have the dungeon cell key. You will now use that on the door to exit.
So background on me, and all the theoretical audience needs to know, I don't play stuff with a controller, so that's going to be my hardest learning curve.
Oh, yes, sorry, I meant to mention that. Dave is not a console guy. I think the last game I saw you play on the console was like Gran Turismo on the PS3. And that was God knows how long ago.
So these messages are left by players?
No, these messages are all left by the developers. This is the tutorial, quote unquote. It tells you the basics, like how to move and how to swing your sword and how to put your shield up. but it doesn't tell you any of the important things, which we'll get into later.
So I'm going to need to attack right now then, right?
No, those guys don't attack you. They just kind of shuffle around.
Oh, because I was totally going to kill him.
Well, you can if you want. If you want to kill him, you can use your stumpy little broken sword there, and you can press the right bumper. There you go.
To completely miss
him. Okay, so if you want to lock onto him, press the L3, which is pressed down on the controller. But now he's dead, so you can't lock onto him now.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, that's a big dude. You won't have to fight him. But he's just kind of hanging out for now.
Well, thank goodness.
He drops a very, very good item, though. So we will be back to kill him later.
Right, trigger, strong attack.
Yes, you have 2 attacks, normal and strong. And if you walk... Okay, so try to lock onto that guy. Use the... there you go. So now you're locked on. So now if you move around him, you will always be pointed toward him. And you'll need to get good at that, because that'll be pretty much the rest of the game. You'll be locking on to basically everything.
Okay.
So if you
don't try to aim manually.
Not usually. So hold in B and run. Okay, there you go. So that's how you run. And then if you just tap B while you're moving, you'll do a little roll. And if you tap B while you're standing still, you'll do a little back step, which you won't use very often.
Ho! Ha-ha!
Okay, now, real quick, observe in the upper left corner how you have a red bar, which is your life, and a green bar, which is your stamina.
Okay.
Every time you do anything, it takes stamina, and then your stamina comes back. So that is the entirety of combat in this game is stamina management.
And there's my target lock.
So there it's telling you how to do that. So go ahead and kill that guy if you're feeling like a cruel bastard, which apparently you are. Oh, and these things that you're killing, these are called hollows. This is essentially what happens after you've been reborn too many times and you essentially have no more purpose in life. You just become this shambling thing that either stands there and does nothing or tries to weakly attack anything that comes close to it. So you will climb up with the A button, and if you hold in B, you think you can, there you can slide back down.
That was very productive.
Yes.
I am a very productive person.
So there's nothing else in there. Just go out the door. And to your left is the first bonfire of the game.
Hello, bonfire.
So light the bonfire. And
now, does lighting the bonfire cost me anything?
No, lighting the bonfire costs you nothing. Go ahead and rest at the bonfire, just so we can say we did. Now, resting at the bonfire resets the world. So all those guys that you just killed, they're now alive again. And that will be the case throughout the game.
But I don't need to go back and kill them.
No, there's no reason to kill them even the first time around.
Oh. I'm just a mean bastard.
Yep. But you got some souls for it. Souls are your money and your XP both. So if you look at that door there, you will want to open that, but don't go through it just yet. I want to show you a little thing before you enter the door.
What are these statues doing? Just marking my giant door that I need to go through.
Okay, so back up a little bit, use the little back step, and now swing your camera up as far as you can. Now turn around. Ooh,
holy cow.
So, that guy wants to be your friend.
No, he doesn't.
Now, you will want to avoid him.
I want to be his friend.
Because right now all you have is a stumpy little broken sword, and you will not do well trying to kill him with that. So if you go into that room...
I'm really good at this game.
Yeah, well, people do it all the time.
Really?
Tons and tons of people kill him. If you'd taken the black firebomb as a gift, it's actually very easy to kill him, but we didn't want to do that, because he doesn't drop anything we need right now.
Gotcha.
Plus you're going to kill him at the end of the tutorial anyway.
So I'm going to go in here and try to avoid him.
Well, you're going to go in there, and to your left, at the end of the hall, you can actually see it right there. There's a doorway that you're going to run through. And he's going to leap down off the roof and try to squash you like a bug. And you can break those if you roll through. Alright, you have successfully avoided the monster, for now.
Oh!
And there he is trying to squash you like a bug. So go on down the stairs. You can't go in there again. You have to now go all the way out and around. So there's another bonfire. Go ahead and light that one. But you haven't taken any damage, so there's no reason to even rest at the bonfire. Just wander on.
Get your shield.
Okay, so you can see your shield right there. So there's a guy at the end of the hall who's shooting at you right now.
Oh, God.
I was going to mention
God.
but he's already shooting at you.
Oh, I've got an arrow.
Yes, and that arrow
Shot
is
through the heart.
Stuck right into your chest. So you will want to run forward and grab that shield, and there's a little alcove there that you can hide in. There you go. Now duck into the alcove.
Where's the alcove?
To the left.
Right
There
here.
you go. All right. So tell it okay, and now press start to open up your menu, and go over 1 to your equipment, and now change out your sword. Change out your stumpy sword. Or wait. Oh yeah, you didn't get the sword yet. So never mind. Go back. Now go down 1 to your offhand and equip that shield.
Like so?
Yep. And now go back out. Now, if you hit the right bumper, you will raise your shield. Oh, you got it. There you go. Or, I'm sorry, the left bumper. I'm a horrible coach. Okay, so now you can deflect his arrows. But everything you deflect with the shield will drain some stamina. So just put your shield up and walk up to that guy and just deflect his arrows. Doink. And your stamina still comes back with your shield up, just not very quickly. And we'll get into that later. So grab that thing that you ran past. Nope. Go back, go back.
Just let him go?
Yep, let him go. He doesn't
See ya,
get far.
sucker.
So grab that. Now you have a real sword.
Okay.
And actually that sword is a pretty decent weapon. If you so choose, you could go through the entire game just using that. Now it's pretty wimpy right now, but you will be able to upgrade it later. So turn around and go back to where the jerk was. And I'd recommend putting your shield up. Now kill him. It will help you. There you go. Alright. You've successfully killed your first actual threat. Well done.
And the arrow's gone.
And the arrow does eventually go away. Yes.
I no longer have an arrow sticking out of my heart.
There'll be a time later where you will have like these ginormous tree-sized arrows sticking out.
This
of your
doesn't look.
face.
This
That
doesn't
looks
look
ominous,
comfortable.
but there's nothing on the other side of it. That's typically...
Traversing the white light.
Yeah, that typically means there's a boss coming up, but for some reason they just put it in certain places for no apparent reason. So you'll want to go to the right, actually, not
to the left?
Nope, the left doesn't go anywhere. Just
This
go to
PUBG, do I need to check the corners?
No, you do not need to check.
Who's
the
camping for me?
I'll warn you about things that are about to kill you. Speaking of which, as you go up those stairs, there's a giant ball that you can kind of see that's going to roll down and try to squish you. So go up the stairs and then run, drop off to the right once it starts rolling. Nope, that's okay. Well, you got squished, but that's all right. Now turn around, and you will see it knocked a nice hole in the wall. So we'll wander through there, and there's our friend. Yay! So let's
He's
talk
just
to
chilling.
him.
He doesn't care that that boulder just came through that wall.
Well, so here's the thing. You can see him laying in like a pool of light on top of a bunch of bricks. The assumption is that the demon that was up on the roof before smashed him down through the roof, and so now he's telling you, oh, I'm dead. You know, I'm screwed. So yes, you want to listen to what he has to say. I yammered over it. This is the prophecy of the chosen undead.
Maketh pilgrimage.
Yes, that is what we are doing. We are makething a pilgrimage.
King James version of the Dark Souls.
Okay, so he is going to die, but as we have already established, when you die, you come back. So when we come back here later, he'll be around again, but he won't be as friendly. So he just gave you the Estus flask, which is how you're going to heal yourself, and the key to get out of here. So he's just helping you out left and right today.
I would hate to harm you after death. And thank you.
So he's referring to the fact that after you die, if you become hollow, you essentially lose your mind. So go down the stairs, actually, to the right there. That was the sound of him dying right there, by the way. and open up that door. And you will see that we are now back in the courtyard where we came through the first time. So there's that bonfire again. So you might as well rest at it. Resting at the bonfire also restores any Estus flasks that you've used, but you haven't used any. And that door won't open again. So now we have to go back up the steps. And round the bend.
There's no boulder this time.
No boulder this time, but there is a guy up there.
Oops, I let go of the block too early.
And now that key that he just
Bye
gave
bye.
you- Yeah, the ragdoll physics are sometimes very amusing. Okay, so it's perfectly safe to go ahead until you hit the left-hand corner. That's if you don't want to use your shield. When you dual wield things, it gives you a 50% strength bonus, so you'll do a lot more damage, but you can't block nearly as well. You can just kind of hold your sword up to block, but it only blocks like 50%. So in general, if you want to block, you're going to use your shield. You will dual wield things an awful lot, or two-hand things, excuse me, an awful lot during the boss fights. Oh yeah, and kicking is sometimes important, so just press forward and hit the attack button at the same time, basically. There you go. That's how you kick. You won't use the jump attack terribly much. It's pretty awkward.
I'm going to use the jump attack all the time.
Alright, suit yourself. Alright, so there's another guy who wants to kill you. And then there will be another guy with a bow and another guy with a sword around that corner.
So is this about the time I'd want to use an Estus flask, or?
You want to be about half dead before you use your Estus. So don't worry about it too much. Right now, things don't do a lot of damage to you, so no biggie. So put your shield up and walk toward that dude and just toink. And now kill. Okay, now hit Y to dual wield again, because we're about to... That demon that we ran away from before, we're going to go kill him now. So go through the door there.
Not the white light, this door here.
No, there's nothing through the door. Sorry, go through the white light. You can try to backstab that guy if you want, but we'll get to backstabbing later. There's a guy approaching you right now as we speak. Oh, never mind. He's just standing there. Okay. So in general, you'll want to have your sword up. Or your shield up, I mean. Alright, that door has a very nice item through it, but we don't have the key to it yet. So you have no choice but to go back and kill the demon. Alright, so when you go through this door, you'll be in a little balcony thing up above him. So you'll want to run off and hit the trigger button.
The right
Oh,
trigger?
where did he go? Oh, there he is. The right... Uh-oh. Okay, so I apologize. Get used to that screen. You'll see it quite a lot.
Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, we didn't want to diddle around on the balcony. We just wanted to jump off and stab the guy in the head. So go to the right, back up the steps. And as you can see, everybody's alive again. And he dropped a thing, so you might turn around and grab that. It's probably nothing good, but you never know. Yep, there's another busted sword for you. You can carry an infinite amount of items, but you can't wear... Well, we'll get to encumbrance later, but you can only wear a certain amount of things before you're over encumbered. So, try to kill that dude. The best way to do the game, really, is just run around with your shield up, block an attack, and then counterattack. That's the gist of how to play Dark Souls. So lock onto that guy, put your shield up. And you can block 100%. So your shield will block sword hits, your shield will block arrows, You won't take any damage unless they're magic, or fire, or lightning, or whatever. And there's your dead body with your souls, so go ahead and grab those.
Okay, and it's right bumper for the...
It is right bumper for the plunging attack, but go ahead and dual wield first. There you go, go through the white light. And jump off and stab him in the head. So there you can see you killed a third of his health bar in one hit. So now lock onto him. And at this point, you kind of have to get a feel for rolling away.
Oops.
You rolled a little too soon there, but that
Okay.
you do have invincibility frames. Oh, and when you're laying on the ground, you can't be killed either. So you're
Not
a
even
little,
close.
Yeah, you're a little too soon.
Okay.
And with this guy, you can.
And am I rolling right instead of back? Do I need to roll back?
You don't have to roll in any specific direction. You can actually roll forward, and that'll put you in range to stab him. As long as you're rolling through the attack, it won't hit you.
Ah, using the old, like, Street Fighter.
So hit Y to get your shield back out for these guys.
Nah.
All right. I don't know why you want me to coach you if you're not going to listen to what I tell you.
I don't think these guys are,
I'm trying to get you into the general mode of how you're going to play the game, which is you run around with your shield up, you deflect attacks, and then you counterattack. That's pretty much how you do things. At least that's how I do things.
Ah, you missed.
And you missed. There you go. Alright, so dual wield again. Through the white light. Drop in and stab him in the face. And then run over, you see where your green blob is over there? You'll want to grab that before... If you die with a green blob out, the green blob is forever lost. So you want to try to get them as much as you can. Okay, now...
Oops, too early.
Yep, but he barely hit you. Now a good strategy with this guy, just in general, roll. Good strategy with this guy is just get around behind him and then hack at his buttocks. See there, he just missed you completely. One more hit and he's dead. Huzzah!
Stab him in the belly.
Okay, in the first version of this game, it would always say, "You defeated," as opposed to "victory achieved."
Really?
It was just, well, yeah, one of those little Japanese irregularities.
So what is
that
humanity?
kind of became a joke with the game. Humanity is how you restore yourself to life. If you're sick of looking like a beef jerky monster, you can use a humanity at the bonfire to become human again. But as soon as you die, you become hollow. So
Look, I'm Link.
there's nothing in any of those pots, by the way.
Says you.
It says me indeed. So you'll want to go out the main door to the right. There you go. You got the key from the giant demon, which you are now using. And there's nothing out here, so just go ahead and run up the steps.
It's a fairly pretty game.
Yeah, it's got nice views, and a lot of the times you will see a message on the ground that says "gorgeous view," which was left by a human. But there's not much to see here because this is the tutorial area, so it's kind of separated from everything else.
I've got my shield out. Are you happy?
Very. Okay, so the guy that we met was named Oscar, which I'm sure you didn't remember.
I didn't remember that at all.
Yes.
Oscar the Grouch.
That was Oscar of Astoria, and in the very, very early versions of the game, he was apparently intended to be like a tutorial guy. He'd just turn up at various points and tell you, oh, now you need to go to do blah, blah, blah. Now you need to go blah, blah, blah. But in the final version of the game, they just took him out basically completely.
So they were just like, phooey on these players.
Yeah. They just said, they don't need no stinking guide. But, yeah, a lot of people are psychotically into this game. So they've gone through, like, the game files, and he has all these voice lines that were recorded but weren't used. So that's how people know that, he originally would meet up with you in various places. And he told you about the prophecy of the chosen undead, and he was hoping to be the chosen undead, but it turns out that he's not, that you are, so he gets jealous of you, and you have to fight him, and blah, blah, blah. There's all this stuff that was theoretically going to happen. And now we are at Firelink Shrine, which is the main hub world of the rest of the game. So you see there it says reverse hollowing, so if you wanted to do that, but I wouldn't recommend it. Plus, you would have to use...
Do I get any benefit for reverse hollowing?
You get a very slight upgrade to your probability to find good items, and you can use the co-op features, but you can also be invaded. So I wouldn't bother right now.
What's kindling?
Kindling is increasing the fire, but you can't do that yet. This fire is already a level 2 fire, and you have to get the rite of kindling in order to increase it further. We do want to level up, and I would recommend putting points into strength and dexterity, and a couple into vitality.
So I have how many points?
I don't know. You have 2,500 souls, and right now you need 724 to gain 1 level. And that number will increase, obviously, with each level. So just put 1 in strength, put 1 in dex, put 1 in vitality. There you go, you're out of souls.
A for accept?
Yep. Alright, and now we will meet a few of the very limited number of things in this game that do not immediately want you dead. Go ahead and grab that. Some more humanities for you. So go and talk to this guy. This guy is commonly known as the Crestfallen Warrior.
Wow. What do we have here?
And he sort of tells you what you're supposed to do. But again, it's just completely vague and here's an idea. But you can see he is not hollowed. He is still human. For the moment.
And he thinks I'm better off in that place I just got out of.
Yes.
I have to disagree with this man.
He's given up, which means that next time, essentially that means he was going to turn hollow. The underarching story of the game is that when you have the dark sign, you can keep going as long as you have a purpose. If you no longer have a purpose, that's when you just completely go hollow and turn into a shambling husk that attacks everything it sees. So he no longer has a purpose, which means that later on in the game he comes at you as a hollow and tries to kill you. But that's a little later.
Then we kill him.
Yes, hopefully, or possibly he kills you. Or if you want to, you can kill him right now. But I don't recommend that, because he will probably kill you if you try.
He's a bit of a badass.
Not really. It's just that you're not very good at the game yet. So.
I'm pretty bad at this game.
Yeah. Well, that will hopefully improve. Maybe not. We'll find out. There'll be, there's some stuff to grab.
Fire bombs.
That's something that I never used. There's a bunch of like single-use items.
Can
like
I sell them?
Fire bombs and throwing daggers. You can't sell those. Some things you can sell.
So do I just equip them somehow?
Yeah, you'd have to equip it, but you have such a limited number of slots. Those are your rings. You don't have any rings. You have your Estus flask equipped, and then so you want to equip that. So now go back out, and now you press down on the D-pad to switch your equipped weapon. So just for fun, chuck one of those fire bombs out so you can see what it does. Try not to hit that dude, though, because we want his help.
Okay, how do I use the bottom one?
Press X.
Yo!
So that's what
fire
that
bomb.
does.
Alright.
So talk to this dude. and he does not give you a very warm welcome either.
We are not. I am Petrus of Fatherland. Have you business? If not, I prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
I'd say
Talk
you
to him
prefer
again.
to keep a distance.
Hello there. I realize.
You've got a butt that needs some distance there, buddy.
This guy belongs to the Way of White,
I also want you to
which
know
is a
that it
order
isn't meant to harm
that
you.
is essentially dedicated to
As a token of peace.
eliminating the undead curse.
It's for you.
So later on, a bunch of other people keep talking to him.
Oh.
A bunch of other guys will come in and they're on a pilgrimage.
So what?
And they'll go off and then you'll find them again later. There's all these little stories. That's part of what makes this game so cool. Say yes.
Very well. And
So he invites you to join your first covenant, which is another thing that is never explained anywhere in the game as far as I know. You are not in a covenant right now, so you might as well join this.
now let me share.
So he teaches miracles, which is a type of spell that is based on faith, as he is telling you now.
And your faith.
But I never used
believer.
magic.
Okay.
I mean, I did sometimes in my earlier playthroughs, but I never liked it. Oh yeah, learn the gesture too. Gestures are a very silly little addition to this game that you use to communicate with other players if you run into them, because you can't talk to them in any way or type to them in any way. You can gesture at them, but that's all you can do. So go ahead.
The effective
And there's a little staircase to your right that you'll want to go up.
So there's nothing ever in those
No.
pots.
Occasionally there is, but not in these ones. Go up that stairway there too, and there's an item up there.
Don't go in the dark.
We'll go in there later. Grab that item and now go in the dark. Those souls that you're finding, those are just a solid form of XP / money. So we'll use those when we get to the bonfire to level up. So go ahead and drop in one of those. It's perfectly safe.
Ah!
Then go out the same way you came in. And you will find a cornucopia of chests. Woo! Go ahead and drop in.
Are there mimics in this game?
There are, but not yet. How did you know about them?
Because I've played other games.
Yes, there are mimics that when you go to open the chest, they sprout ginormous fangs and bite your head off. But they are much later. I will warn you about them when they come.
Homeward Bone. Is there any way to tell if a chest is a mimic before you get to it? Is
There is, and I will explain that when we get there. So there you just picked up a talisman, which would allow you to cast miracles if we were playing miracles. Cracked red eye orbs are used to invade other players, which is a practice I frown upon, so I will not be coaching you to do that. If you choose to do so, I will frown upon you. And the way out's right through that crack there to your left.
Oh.
And there's one more chest. Yay!
Lloyd's
Lloyd's
Talisman.
Talisman is another dueling item. Okay, now you're going to want to run away, turn to your left, and go up the stairs, because that skeleton there is going to want to be your friend, and you don't want him to do that. So just run away from them. They do have a limited amount that they'll chase you, but it's fairly far. So if you hold in A,
Keep running.
yep, grab that B, sorry, grab that thing on your way down. Now just drop out wherever you can. And press A so it acknowledges that you picked up that thing. And you'll probably want to go rest at the bonfire again.
Because I hurt myself. As is prone to happen.
You will hurt yourself many times. Okay, won't let you rest at the bonfire because that skeleton is still chasing you.
Can I kill that skeleton?
You can try, and hopefully you will succeed. There he is. I think the bonfire just relit. You can hear it there. Yep.
Whoosh! Rest at the bonfire. That's all I need to do, right?
Yes. This is actually a good time to go and grab the first Estus Flask upgrade. So you're going to want to go straight ahead in between that piece of wall and where the Crestfallen Warrior is. There's a little tiny staircase there. Going down that. And turn to your left up here, you will see the Firekeeper. But she can't talk. But she tends to the fire, and the Firekeeper is a ongoing character throughout this game and future games. There will be people that tend to the bonfire. Part of what Lord Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, encouraged the humans to do is to essentially tend the fire and kindle the fire using their humanity, and that's what she has done. But she's pretty much locked up and can't talk yet. Later on in the game, she will be able to talk, assuming that we do the quest line to restore her speech.
So right now I don't have whatever it's required to...
Yes, that's what we're going to go get, though, is a Firekeeper soul. So through that gateway to the right is a tiny narrow staircase with a drop-off to the left, which you don't want to drop off.
Don't die.
Try to not die. Not a big deal if you do, and you probably will once we get to the bottom, because the area we're going into is not the friendliest of areas.
Lots of fire bombs required.
No, you wouldn't be able to hit them. We're going into an area where there are ghosts that can only be attacked under certain conditions. That's an elevator, so just go jump onto that.
Okay, so I just have to run away from the ghosts?
Yeah, you'll just run away from the ghosts, and you'll grab the thing, and then they'll kill you, and you'll be right back where you started. So it will all be very convenient. There's a couple items. Smash open that pot. There might be an item in there. I can't remember. Nope. But there is one to the left. So grab that, whatever it is.
Just keep going down?
Keep going down, take a left.
Do I care about killing this guy?
No, this is another one of those just shambling horrors. These guys will not attack you at any point. And go through that archway straight ahead. Now, there is definitely... Oh, turn to your right, turn to your right. Right behind that guy. And actually, let's practice backstabbing. Try to get right behind that guy and hit the right bumper.
Okay.
And if you do it right...
I did not do it right.
You were not close enough. If you do it right, it will start a little cuts, a little animation where you stab your sword through his spine.
Okay.
So try to do it to this guy. Nope.
Stabbing through the spine, very, very useful.
Does a lot of damage, yeah. Now that pot definitely has something in it. You can even see the little guy in there.
Okay.
So once he crumples all the way to the ground, you should be able to backstab that guy. Well, apparently not.
Ooh.
Transient Curse, that's what lets you attack ghosts. But we're not even going to bother trying to do that now, because the thing we're trying to get is just very, very shortly past this bridge. So we're just going to run around the ghosts and try to grab it before they kill us.
Okay.
So go across there. They won't come out until
Can I
you
block
get to
ghosts?
No, you cannot block them either. Okay, so stop right here. And now look to your... Yeah, you're right. You're right. And what we're trying to do, if you see the wall right there, you're going to run to the end of the bridge, follow that wall. There's going to be a very narrow passageway that then goes into that little concrete barrier, and that's where the thing is. So you're trying to do that as quickly as you can without falling off the edge and without getting killed by ghosts. And you're trying to get the thing that's in there.
Okay.
So best of luck to you, sir. Attempt number 1. So there you can see the ghost coming up. Turn to your right, turn to your right, right.
Down here?
Yep, down there, straight ahead, you can see it. It doesn't look like there's a floor there, but there is. Grab it. Good work. Alright, now you can just... Yeah, there you go. That was perfect.
Done.
You successfully killed yourself. Okay, so you lost 357 souls, but that's not a lot of souls, so don't even worry about it. So now go back down that little alcove there to where the Firekeeper was. Whee! And now you can reinforce your Estus Flask, which you definitely want to do.
Yes, please.
So now you have an Estus Flask +1, and that gives you a big fat bonus to how much health it restores.
So now I want to heal it like 3/4 dead?
Well, you're going to get more health later. So.
Back up or?
Yep, go back up. Sorry.
Whee! So as my health goes up, the Estus Flask still only heal the same amount. It's not a percentage base.
No, it is. It's not a percentage based. It is a flat rate. So go to your right. And go up that little passageway there. So we are now entering the game proper once again. What we were doing before was just kind of diddling around and grabbing stuff.
Okay.
So these guys are going to try to kill you. There will be guys up above throwing fire bombs down on you too. So you'll want to watch out for that. Kind of like that. And there's still a guy up above throwing fire bombs down on you. That's him right there. To the right. This guy's going to try to axe you.
Forgot about the lock
There's
on.
another guy up there. Alright. Stab him. Good work. Stab him again.
No, I did not appear to block that one.
Well, so you ran out of stamina. So that's the problem with keeping your shield up all the time. Okay, good work. You fought those guys off quite well. So I would drink an Estus Flask now, just to see what it's like. Delish.
Nom nom nom.
Okay, there's an item down there that we'll want to grab, so go ahead and go back down.
So do you usually fight while the one guy is throwing firebombs at you, or do you run up like I did and kill the firebomb guy?
Generally speaking, I killed the guys at the bottom before I ran up and killed the firebomb guy. He is not dead. Alright, so grab that item. And, okay, so let's try to jump this gap. This game has the worst jumping controls in the history of video games. So you'll need to back up quite a bit. Actually, let's practice not on the gap before we practice on the gap.
Okay.
So the way you jump is you hold in A to run for a little bit,
B?
and then you B, and then you let it go, and then press it again.
Okay.
So you get a running start. There you go. That's how you jump. And we're going to try to clear that gap with a jump.
I seem to be rolling after I jump every time.
You always roll after you jump, yeah.
Okay.
You did not make it.
You died.
But that's okay. I want to say there are half a dozen times in the game where you have to jump.
Alright, so we were over here.
And the tragedy is that the item you get from this we will not need for a very, very, very long time.
Oops.
You do love that jumping attack.
I'm gonna go kill this guy before I try to do all the jumping.
That's a good plan.
Oops. There's a lot of guys around me. That's probably a bad strategy right there.
That's how this game gets you at the start, is it has a lot of very weak guys, but they all attack you at once.
Okay, so go back down here.
I'd drink an Estus if I were you.
Pop in the Estus. Nom nom nom.
There you go.
This guy wanted nothing to do with that. Okay. Is there anything such as a running attack?
There is. That's the thing that you're already doing, that jumping run thing. So if you kick him right now, you would knock his shield away.
Kicking.
Yeah, that's forward and the right trigger. Or right bumper, excuse me, not trigger.
straight off the ledge.
Almost. See, that's forward and right trigger. There you go. All right, make another try at the mystery item.
And this is really particular about the old kick.
Yeah, the kick's hard to master. There you go.
Okay.
But you don't use it very often, so I wouldn't even worry about it really.
All right, so running.
Attempt number 2.
And not even close. I turned right for some reason. I'm just going to pull on the joystick here. Just going to yank it right as we go.
You shanked it.
You shanked it good. All right, so this is what we call practicing killing the skeletons. That's what I'm doing here.
Well, that's good practice to get, because there's a lot of them. You are entering an area called the Undead Burg, which is pretty much universally occupied by these guys.
That's what I get for having practiced my... Alright, give me this back.
Yep.
He's throwing fire bombs at me.
So yeah, you can block most of the damage from a firebomb with your shield, but not all of it, because it's fire damage, not physical. Good work. Nope, and he's dead too.
All right, I'm learning this combat. If I just die a couple more times, we'll be good to go.
He might not have died. Yeah, he didn't die. Sorry. I thought he was dead, but he is not.
What is this guy? He's going all crazy. Give me that Hollow Warrior waistcloth.
That's a very weird item in the game. You'll actually see a lot of people wearing that because it's the only piece of light armor in the game that has poise. Poise is essentially, it lets you recover faster. Like if you take a hit and you have no poise, your character will like go, whoa, like he's a
Attempt number
professional
3.
soccer player. Attempt number 3. Looks like you're lined up pretty good. Have a go at it. Hey, you made it.
Now I have to slink around this.
Yeah, you should be able. There you go. And there'll be a section like this later in the game too, except there'll be skeletons trying to kill you on it. So
It's like this wasn't tough enough.
yeah,
There's
so
my
that,
ugly beef jerky face.
that thing that you got, the Ring of Sacrifice, that it has precisely one use at probably like the 2/3 point of the game. Do not put it on.
Lose nothing upon death, but ring breaks.
Yeah, there's one time where you need it. When there's a boss fight that you cannot win the first time, you just have to get killed.
Okay.
So if you put on a Ring of Sacrifice first, you will get killed, but then you won't lose your souls. You'll just be resurrected at the bonfire with all your souls, and you won't have to go all the way back to where that fight was to retrieve them.
Gotcha. Now I have to jump back again.
Yeah, try just line yourself up first.
Okay.
So get lined up. Okay, there you go. Now have a go. Woohoo! You made
All
it.
right. We're jumping masters.
And there's my phone alarm going off because it thinks I'm at work.
It's time for lunch, Brad.
It is.
We'll go up these stairs here.
Yep, go up the stairs
This
to your
way?
right. Nope, up the stairs to your right. There's nothing back there.
All right. Pull the old PUBG. Have a look aroundsies.
Grab whatever
See
that
an item here.
Yeah, grab whatever that is.
He's gonna come out of this hole and
Nope.
kick me off this ledge, right?
There is a giant rat through the hole, but he
Is
doesn't
this like
come
Wipeout? You need to watch more of that show.
I have never seen it.
You've never seen Wipeout? You
Nope.
would like Wipeout.
So go to your left once you get inside. And there's the rat I was speaking of. So go and stab him.
Oh, he's not even... Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
I can't
that's-
swing my sword in here.
You can't swing it, but you can stab it. That's why the long sword's a good weapon, because you can use
Gotcha.
both horizontal and stabbing attacks. And you'll see a gate up there that you can't open, but go to your left once you get up here. And then hang a right. And at the top of the stairs, to your left, you will see some more hollows. And they also want to be your friend.
I don't want to be their friend.
Well, you have to get around them, so...
Ha!
Good work. Oh, and he dropped something for you.
I'll use the Brad method on this guy.
It works for me.
I'll wear your helm. I'm already wearing some sort of hat, right?
Yeah, we won't worry about changing your equipment just yet, because nothing you get is going to be better than what you're already wearing.
Yeah, all these numbers look smaller than those numbers, except for whatever that shoulder pad piece is. It's fourth from the right.
The various numbers there are physical absorption, magic absorption, lightning absorption, fire absorption, durability, which goes consistently down. You have to repair stuff, and weight.
Okay.
So we'll talk about encumbrance when it becomes relevant. Actually, those barrels right in front of you there, go ahead and roll through those, and you'll see a little place where you can drop in, and there's another item down there. Yay, items.
And then just keep dropping?
Yep, drop to your left,
like you
there,
can't,
to your right.
you can't pull yourself up. This isn't Call
You
of Duty.
cannot pull yourself up.
Okay.
I would drink an Estus if I were you. There you go. Now stab him. I would drink another Estus, actually.
We're just going to burn through the SS real fast here.
Well, you don't have very far to go, so hopefully we'll...
Who's building houses at a time like this? Where's the people around that are just like, yep, this is, I guess this is a castle, so that seems acceptable.
There's a guy hanging off the railing to your right. You can attack him now and he'll fall to his death. Nope, too late. He climbed up.
You made the mistake of getting in range of my jump attack.
I think that's all of them.
Rubbish. Yes, I do like my rubbish.
You can trade that in later on for something. I forget what.
It seems very linear. I like linear spots where I don't have to figure out where to go. Seems like we're going to drop down there, but I'm guessing I want whatever this guy's wearing on his neck here.
You do.
It's another piece of humanity.
Everybody loves humanity.
And I need it for my leather faceage.
Yeah.
So I'm going to drop down here, come up here, and... Whoa!
Oh, that's the guy who was firebombing you.
I didn't realize he had a firebomb. I saw a sword.
He in fact has an infinite number of firebombs, that lucky dog. There's another one of those.
Alright.
So you're going back around. Nope, turn around. Go across that little bridge there. There will be a guy to your left in the doorway.
Hello, dude to my left. Brad method. Oh, he done deaded.
I don't think there's anything in there. There is up on the top, but you have to go around to get up to it.
So I can't go up these stairs because they are broken.
Cannot go up those stairs.
Somebody needs to do some stair maintenance in this place.
Yeah, I don't think the hollows are going to get to that anytime soon.
This seems like a boss fight.
This is not a boss fight. This is another one of those places where they just put one of these in for giggles.
Just to freak you out.
Yep. Oh, yep. Right over there. There's one item against the wall there. Other way.
Seems like you've spent a
Holy dog
fair
shit.
share of... Jesus Christ. Seems like you've spent a fair share of time wandering around this place and know where everything's at.
As I said, I played the absolute shit out of this game.
Oh, he dodged the out of me.
There's a dude. Oh wait, no, he already came out. Never mind. I thought there was a dude hiding behind there, but he's come out already. You can. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now head back down and open that door. There's a very crappy shield, but we have to get everything.
Oops.
Gotta go for that 100% completion.
So that shield's even worse than the one I'm wearing.
Considerably. Okay, don't go this way yet.
Don't kill them.
You're very close to a bonfire, so let's light the bonfire so that if we die, we don't have to go through that.
It's very possible for me to die on
Hang
the
on,
littlest
left,
of things.
Left. There you go. Yeah, but I mean that's this game. Dying constantly to the littlest things.
It's not necessarily because I'm that bad.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly. You're not dying nearly as much as I did on my first go through.
So is there ever a reason not to level up? Like, are we going to be buying stuff?
Sometimes you'll be buying stuff, but very rarely. You'll almost always want to level up. I'd put 1 or 2 into Vitality. It'll just give you a little bit of a longer health bar, which will be considerably helpful at this point in the game.
Alright, and now everybody's reset.
Yes, now everybody reset. So you can see that your Estus flask didn't recharge fully because you have not kindled this bonfire yet.
What do you have to do to kindle a bonfire?
You have to be unhollowed, and then you have to use another humanity on top of the one that you used.
But my health resets.
But your health always resets, yeah. Your Estus flask will reset to 5, but not 10, until the bonfire has been kindled.
I gotcha.
So kill that guy first.
Wow, I'm just doing this all
You in
wrong.
the face.
Alright, so I can reset my health here and do that again, right?
Yes.
Okay. Try this again.
And if we keep doing this for long enough, you will eventually gain 1 humanity just through the inscrutable machinations of the game. For some reason, when you go into the various different areas, and after you've killed enough enemies, you gain 1 humanity. Just in liquid form, as they call it, you just gain 1 in your next to your health bar, that little 0, that's how many humanities you're currently holding.
Gotcha.
So at some point it will go blorp, and you'll get.
And I lost my humanities when I dropped off after grabbing the item from the ghost.
Well, you never had any.
I never had any humanities.
No, you have never to this point had any liquid humanities.
Liquid humanities.
Yes, you have some solid humanities in your inventory, which we will use when the time comes. Turn around again. Don't go that way yet.
Okay.
We want to go over here and meet another friendly guy who you will have to decide if you're going to commit an atrocity and kill or not. Alright, here's a time where your kick might come in handy, because these guys tend to just circle around you with their shields up.
Okay.
So lock onto one of them and approach. Or you can just firebomb them, I guess.
Till you miss.
You shorted it. Okay, so he's got his shield up, so if you walk up and kick him now, he'll go, whoa, and then you can stab him, except that he is now stabbing you. The thing about spears is you can still attack with your shield up when you're using a spear. That is true of both the enemies and you.
Okay.
Now his shield is down. Oh, now it's up again. There you go, that's 1. Hey, there's a spear.
Okay. I kind of looked like he was facing the wall and just went around and kicked my ass.
Yeah, you are bound by the laws of physics, so your sword cannot pass through solid objects. The enemies are bound by no such rule. There's a guy hiding behind that bookshelf, by the way. Okay, go. No, not through that door. Turn around. Alright, this is the undead merchant.
Well now, you seem to have your wits about you. Then you are a welcome customer.
So he will sell you things for souls. And he has a couple things that we will want to get. To scroll one to the right for the keys. No, we don't have enough money.
So we need to go kill skies.
Well, so here is where you must decide whether or not to commit an atrocity. If you want, you can just kill this guy, and he will drop not only the key, but also a pretty nice sword. But that would be a rather scummy thing to do. So...
And it'll come back to bite me.
Nope, there will be absolutely no judgment whatsoever as far as the game is concerned. You won't be able to buy arrows from this guy. That's about the only thing he's good for, but you only need to buy arrows from him. Oh, you could buy that if you want. The orange soapstone, that way you can leave messages for people if you're feeling saucy. I wouldn't buy any of the armor, it's not worth it.
We're mainly looking for the key.
We want to get the residence key, and then the bottomless box and repair box you can get later, so don't even worry about them.
What a waste of time. Go and fall off a cliff.
Rude.
Can I lock onto him?
Not until you've attacked him. And a kick doesn't count as an attack. Okay, now you can lock onto him.
Yulia! Yulia!
Alright, you have killed the undead merchant, you monster. So he dropped the Uchigatana, which is a pretty good katana, but...
Do you like it better than the sword? Or
I
not?
don't think you can wield it yet. I think you don't have enough dexterity.
Now, does it tell me if I don't have enough dexterity?
Apparently you do. Go back to your inventory there. And, click on enter. Press, there you go. And now hit X. So we'll talk about this a little bit. So your required parameters there, you can see the little muscle, that's how much strength it requires. The hand is how much dexterity. And then intelligence and faith, which we'll never use any weapons that require intelligence or faith because we're not playing a caster.
So I have enough by one. I have literally the required amount of strength and dexterity.
Apparently so, yes. So yeah, the Uchigatana is a pretty decent weapon. A lot of people will use that for their entire playthrough if they're doing a dex build. I'm more a fan of the Balder side sword, which we'll get later.
Do we want to go out this way?
Yeah, go ahead and go out that way. There's some more junk to be had over there.
I do like junk. I feel like this is a good spot for arrows to be flying
Inventory,
through.
yes, you will get ambushed at some point. It's coming up at the bottom of these stairs. There will be several guys just waiting to make your acquaintance.
Next.
And I don't think they climb up through that hole, but I can't remember for sure. They might.
Oh, that's terrible. All right.
Oh, there you go. You just gained one liquid humanity. So we will use that when we get back to the bonfire, assuming we live that long. Take that, wall. So in general, that's why you block first and then counterattack, because trying to attack first usually ends up getting you hit.
So should we take wagers on how long it'll be until I climb up a large ladder and immediately back off the back and kill myself?
I don't think you'll end up doing that. I can't remember ever having done it. You'll want to jump off to your left. You will see. Yep, you want to jump off there and try to hit that ramp. So an easy way to aim is to just line yourself up and then do a little back step.
Okay. Like this?
Yep. Well, no, just don't hit back. Just hit the button and you'll just do your little
Do your
hop
back
hop.
step? Right.
But you're fine now, hopefully. And you'd probably survive even if you didn't hit it. But you did it. Yay!
Somebody's throwing firebombs at me.
Yeah, he's down below you.
I want to catch those firebombs and put them in my inventory.
If there's a way to do that, I have not found it. They can't get you from here, so just go. Go
Suckers. Alright, so we're working our way up.
Yep.
Crossbow and bolts, okay.
I was never a fan of crossbows. That's the only thing up here, so go back inside. And use your drop-down attack on that guy. Oop, you missed.
Oops, gotta be facing him to block, huh?
Yep.
That's a lot of fire.
There was that guy throwing firebombs at you.
Oh, get messed up.
Now you know where you're at now, right?
Nope.
Oh, okay, so turn around. I'm so used to this game that I forget that people don't necessarily know where they're going.
Where's my goal to go back?
Your goal is to go back to the bonfire.
The non-kindled one up here.
Yes, correct.
Alright, I know a little bit.
Okay, so we are now going to kindle the bonfire. Now to do that, we need to have 2 humanities. So you will want to, well, go ahead and level up actually while we're thinking about it. Get yourself get another strength. We want to get to the point where we can wield the Drake sword, because that's a very nice weapon that we can get fairly early. But go into your items, press start. Nope, back 1. And then scroll down until you find your humanities. Now use 1. Now all this does is transfer the humanity from solid form to liquid form. So now you see you have 2 in your inventory. So rest at the bonfire. First you need to reverse your hollowing. So now you're human again, yay! And now kindle the bonfire. So now you have 10 Estus flasks.
Then leave.
And now you are all set.
Alright.
Alright, how long have we been doing this for? I was assuming we're going to want to go for about an hour before we...
So now can I leave right here at the bonfire?
Yeah, you can leave anywhere.
Alright, let's call that good for the first one here.
Alright, so well done on your inaugural Dark Souls experience.
Yes.
I think you only died about 5 times, which is pretty good.
I think I would have died forever had I would still be in a loop of dying if I did not have a coach to take some of the sledgehammer to the face. I do not feel like it's stealing my humanity, which I think is the goal in Dark Souls. To have a game so difficult it feels like it's stealing your humanity.
It definitely does feel like that at first. Like the bonfire that you're at right now, on my first playthrough, I think I probably ended up there for probably 2 weeks before I could get past this next coming part, because you have to run across that little bridge while the guys throw firebombs at you. You get into the next room and there are 3 dudes with axes, and they're not friendly. And then you go around, and there's just a bunch more guys, and then there's a giant dude who wants to kill you, and it just got really annoying, and I just gave up. So yeah, when I first started playing this game, I gave up.
We'll see. If I get past that part, then the coach is definitely the way to go.
Right. There's a point in the game where if you get past it, you don't need me anymore, because you are now fully capable of finishing Dark Souls on your own.
Okay.
The final hurdle, as I call
Well,
it.
we'll see as we continue this.
Right. So, thanks for watching our inaugural Dark Souls coaching video, and we'll see you next week, assuming that you exist.
Adios.